Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so this is another one of them therapy sessions. I'm not going to do a disclaimer. I don't know what's going to come out, but if you guys follow me, you know it's been a lot of controversial topics that I've had to touch on. And I think my ignorance might have been displayed, but I hope my heart has been as well. We only learn what we learn when we learn. And I think what I'm looking to do is express my frustration with things that I have more to learn about. I think that's part of the human experience. I know a lot of people, especially when you have a voice, they want you to have things right when you speak. I believe I have them right. I don't speak with the intention of having them wrong, but I've learned over the time to never quite believe I have it all right. There's always an angle I don't see, or a person who could be lying, or something I'm missing, or something like that. But what I can say was as it pertains to matters that affect myself and my people, and just overall, my walk of life. I will speak up to what I see, and that's always my intention. And if it's something that I learn that gives me a eureka moment, so to speak, that has me come back around and say, yo, I was wrong, I believe that I'm open to that all of the time. And you only know when you're faced with that. But in the past, I've learned from my history with being wrong that I'm always open to new information and open to making things right. If that means apologizing, I'm usually up for it. If that means having a sit-down conversation, I've done those in the past and they've gone very well. So for those who would want to challenge me and they don't think I would be open to challenges and stuff like that, because I don't really talk to people, I more so talk at people on here, just understand that I see the fruit in holding everyone accountable, including myself. So that's the first thing I want to say. The second thing I want to say is I hope you're having a good day. I hope everybody's having a fantastic time in whatever they're doing, and I hope that whatever it is that you have going on, that it finds you with favor. What I'm reacting to this morning is the Auburn football coach. I did not see the entire press conference. I did not see the entire rally. Looked like a political rally for Donald J. Trump, I believe, because that's what it looked like. That's what the podium he was standing behind said. I only got a chance to see an excerpt of what he said that was taken out of context, posted by DJ Pooh, longtime legendary West Coast royalty. You know what I'm saying? When you think about DJ Pooh, the first thing come to mind for me is Friday, the Friday series, and how much of an impact that's had on our planet. I hope that Ice Cube can get the rights to Friday so that he can release the scripts that he wrote for the movies, because we want to see what his vision is, whether you guys think it's good or not. If I respect what he said about how they said they didn't want to see his characters in prison. As a black man, I respect that they would want to guard against that image corporately, if that's a word, I respect that. But as someone from Los Angeles and someone who holds the Friday brand very close to the culture that I'm from, I, as a consumer, am requesting that it be released so that we can consume what it is that those who thought of the brand have in mind for the brand. That's what I want. If Ice Cube wants to put Smokey and Day Day in jail, I want to see it. I want to laugh at it. I'm pretty sure he's going to depict us in a way that doesn't have us looking crazy. Right? I don't think he will. I think it'll be some dope, funny, high substance lesson to take from it, just like the other Fridays that I've watched. I always had something great to take from it. So I just want to throw that out there, since DJ Pooh, who's posted what I posted, and this is what he's attached to, and that's what's going on with it, and I'm aware of it, and I'm hopeful it works out. All right, let's get away from that. Now let's get back to what we're talking about. DJ Pooh's posted something, right? He posted something from that individual who coached the Auburn football Tigers. I don't know this individual's name. I didn't look it up. I just took from what he said and was motivated to speak. I'm not here to condemn him for his opinion or his point of view, or what I take as maybe him being ignorant. Or another variable could be, I take it him being disrespectful intentionally to rile up the people in front of him who may have a certain opinion that he may share. I don't know that I'm any better than him in that regard. I might say something to rile you up if I got you in front of me, but what I hope I say doesn't come off as just wrong, I guess is the best way I can put it. There's so many different ways to describe the wrong, but I'll just get into what he said. He essentially said that those people who want reparations, want to do the crimes, want to be able to get away with the crimes, I blame them. Just like that other guy said on more or less on that funny commercial that we was talking about a few days ago, where he was essentially saying he blames the criminals, and if you want to, if you don't want to call the cops, if you hate the cops because they're the cops, next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. This is that same message being echoed to those same people by a different person. So you can clearly see that whatever their little conglomerate is, this is the message they're sending at this time, because both of those messages are being released at the same time. I don't think it's only for the people that they intend for it to be agreeable with. No. No, I don't want to come off as if I think they were trying to just rile up those in front of him, particularly at this rally, and both also trying to get those voters. No. They're trying to create distractions, controversy. That's what that is. They're trying to just create outrage. They're trying to push the button again. Remember we talked about how they can activate us when we are volatile in mindset and when we think hive-minded, but our mindsets are locked in on exalting some and maybe not others, or pointing out how some are leaving others behind, things that separate people, right? That's what they're doing. They're activating that button right now. They want to get all of the people who would otherwise be triggered by racism up in arms. Okay, that's what it's about. It's not just about getting the racists to say, yeah, let's all agree to vote. They're gonna vote anyway. The racists are in agreement. They voted Donald Trump in, they vote me in, whatever it is they can hub around, they will vote it in. So let's just understood that you don't have to market to them too much, and you certainly don't have to rile them up around the agreement of racism. They got that part down. They've had it down for a very long time. So what I think is when they speak this way and they release these things, they're looking to attach. They're trying to attack us. Those who are not paying them any attention most of the time, unless they're saying something disagreeable. Those who are not looking to appeal to them in any way. If anything, they're the majority enemy, basically, to the liberal mindset of whatever it is that we're on for the most part. It's like they're a great antithesis to the culture that we have of canceling people and accepting everybody and giving everybody an opportunity to speak up. And all of the various different things that we're enjoying today, they still want to keep it, in a way that was comfortable for them, in a way that keeps everybody else suppressed so they can stand on the top of the mountain and be racist and feel good about it. I think that's a hard world to live in when everybody's pointing at you saying, hey, we want to get along. Why aren't you? Right? That's the world we're in right now. We all demand you respect us, and you're sitting there in the ice ages. So what individuals like the Auburn coach is doing, and that the individual Senator Kennedy, or whatever his title is, Kennedy did, was back the overall message that can simultaneously rile up the racists and those who agree with them, and rile up people who would be disagreeable with that energy and those who were hurt by that. And then we can fight for a little while until they're done with that period of time where that's necessary, and then they'll turn that button off and we won't be doing that no more. All the burning of police buildings in Minneapolis and all that stuff they're fighting, and the Black Lives Matter being written in the streets and then somebody else coming by and painting over it, all of those very, very random displays, stop. You don't see none of that. See, I always tell you guys, don't worry about what's going on. Just look at the clock. What time is it? It is exactly 7:25, I believe that my clock says. At 7:26, it'll be right for whatever the next thing is. Whatever little, you know what I mean? Just by example, it's about the clock. It's the timing that you need to pay attention to, because that's what it is they can't hide. They can hide behind their methods. They can hide behind their everything else. But one thing you know is that everything they do must be done on time, because time is money and everything's about money. So no matter what their weird actions are, It's always going to have some correlation to the clock in some weird way that gives it away. So that's what I always pay attention to. Now, at the end of the day, as I'm looking at this and I'm saying, oh my God, I'm so disagreeable, I can have a low frequency conversation about why we matter again, or why we don't appreciate that type of energy, or why we shouldn't have been treated the way we were treated, or why we shouldn't reinforce that treatment if we ever get the type of power that's been enforced against us. All of these different things are very, very basic and low frequency as far as I can tell. It's the type of conversation they want me to have. It ain't the type of conversation I'm looking to have. Okay? I'm about taking my own mind, looking at these various narratives and staying outside of them as I process what it is that I'm trying to process in life. Because they want you to incorporate their bullcrap into your actions in your world, and you'll make decisions based on those narratives, based on those opinions, based on that timing. And what I'm learning is that doesn't vibe with me at all. It don't vibe with me. It didn't vibe with me 2 years ago when we went through that bullcrap. I didn't want to have conversations about racism. I didn't want to be mad at white people. I didn't want to think about myself as all the different things that were around. I didn't want to think about all that at that time. You see what I'm saying? If I, in my own mind, decide to be outraged about my own circumstances, that should come organically. I should not be triggered into that. I don't need a corporation that has $70 billion behind them activating my triggers because they know of my pain. And they have control over those who I may pay attention to have said certain things. I'm not here to align with that no more. I'm here to think outside of that. I'm here to work around that and ultimately deteriorate the culture where that exists. One word at a time. We got to get rid of that, man. It has no bearing over us at all. The racism conversation is old and played out. Do you know, or are you seeing what I'm seeing when I say that there were many questions that we have since answered since we operated that way? Many questions that our ancestors had that they didn't have answers for. They operated with racism and a lot of different low frequency stuff because they didn't understand certain things that we have figured out. We are more knowledgeable than them. We know how to take care of ourselves better than them. We are more higher in terms of the type of rhythms that we do our music with and the various things that our sports, everything that we do is more advanced. Way more advanced. So you're telling me we need to work under their system with the things that they didn't know, with the things that they didn't have, the contraptions that they couldn't use. All of that is supposed to be carried forth into our future with their ideals and their morals and the things that they had to deal with them, with the amount of people that they had on their earth at that time, which has quadrupled 5 times, 6, 7, however many times since. Like that. We didn't upgrade. We look at our phones. We look at our PlayStations and all these different things. We upgrade these things. We get new updates for these things every couple weeks. Every couple weeks. Everything we do is upgraded. The way we eat, the way that we operate, the way we exercise, all these things have been upgraded over time. But as it pertains to our laws and our norms and how we handle one another and our religious practices, those things don't upgrade very often at all. So a conversation like this is still garnering the same type of response that it garnered 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Why? Because we, in regards to these subjects, have not upgraded like we need to. We're allowing those who look not to evolve in nature. We're looking to them to change their minds so that we can function properly. And that's just no longer, that don't work anymore. That's why the political system doesn't work to me. The Democrat, the Republican thing, that doesn't work to me. Because there's too many people, way too many people, that don't understand the importance of moving the freak on. We got to move on. They want to hold on. And by very definition, that is a stubbing in our growth. By very definition, that stops our evolution. By continuing to do things the same way we did them and not change, not evolve, not think our way out of this nonsense, continue to allow the 1%ers to keep us suppressed in our evolution. Because that's what it is. They don't want us to have what it is they have, so they got to keep us underneath their feet. They got to keep us at a certain mental level. They got to keep us at a certain financial level. They got to keep us at a certain spiritual plane where we're thinking about certain things that matter the most, and we're kind of going along with things that don't in place of things that do, so we can stay in line for what it is that they want us to do. And until we understand this, the only way we're going to figure this out is if we think our way through the sorcery that is their manipulation tactics, years and years of embedding norms in our head that are not normal at all, telling us who we are and who we aren't, telling us who to be mad at and who not to be mad at, and when, most important. It's got to stop, man. Like I've been telling you guys for the last 3 weeks, I'm not going to respond to these things the way I've been told to. I'm not going to look at these things and say, okay, this is the response that comes with that. No. I've already thought my way through that. You understand what I'm saying? I've already come to the conclusion that white supremacy sucks. I've already come to the conclusion that white people don't represent white supremacy. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a mindset. It's a bunch of black people that belong to that. And a bunch of white people on this side trying to fight it. So it's not a color, it's a mindset. It's a culture. It's a suppression of evolution. That's what it is. That's what white supremacy is to me. A suppression of evolution. When I speak of it in that way. And when I speak of it as if I understand that a lot of those who represent it are not aware. The very nature of it is demonic. And what does a demon do? What is the devil's greatest gift? It's convincing people he does not exist. It's his greatest gift. That's why I can look in this camera and say with love in my heart, are the black people the real Jews? Because with all due respect, I believe that truth would have been hidden from them, no different than the truth of my history has been hidden from me. I believe they are wonderful Jewish people who would walk around not knowing their true heritage if such a thing was suppressed from them. And I've watched a certain people suppress a certain history from a certain people, so I know that it's possible. That's why I would say to a man like Michael Rappaport, brother, I'm not here to offend you when I ask you if you're the actual real Jew, my friend. I'm trying to get a truth that maybe you don't have. And understand that I don't have a truth too. That's why it's such a fathomable thing for you to live without one, without knowing it. Do not think for 1 second that we're stupid in nature when we ask certain questions, friends. We're not retarded. We're experienced in the way that we've been treated, and we know that you can be treated the same way without even knowing it. The one thing about white supremacy, I just said it. It's not a skin color, it's a mindset. Suppression of evolution. So of course there are going to be people who are a part of it that are not aware of what it actually does or what it actually is for and what it's actually planning to do from here. Of course they are not aware. They cannot be aware. There's too many John Browns that have existed. Think, my friends. They have too many leaks to let everybody know what's going on. If you're a part of that group and you can't fathom what I'm saying, you need to open your heart, friend. I'm proof. My people are proof of what it is I'm expressing to you being possible, which is why I'm fathoming it now. We don't hate you when we ask you if your history's a lie, my friend, because ours most definitely is. It's possible. I love you. So I want to say to my Jewish people, man, I don't know what Kanye's point of view is, bro. I don't know what he's saying when he says what he says. I don't back his statement when he's up here asking that question. I ask it from my own heart. I got some different thoughts that would back me into asking such a very hurtful question. But I think that question's more hurtful when I get the response to say, you don't get a right to ask it. I don't get the right to ask it? Why is your history being a lie unfathomable when mine is? It literally is. They tell me I'm a gangster, I'm a thug, I'm a this, I'm a that. Bro, I looked in my history, found out I'm a king, I'm a warrior, I'm a Moor, I'm a Native American person. Like, my history's a lie. Why can't yours possibly be a lie? Not to say that yours needs to be a lie because mine is a lie, but because mine is a lie, could yours not possibly be, my friend? Is it possible they told you were somebody you weren't? Hid in the shadows, took somebody else's stuff, and then pretended to be them for 1,000,000 years and never told you? It's not possible. Is it not possible certain scriptures can be lies, man? Have we not seen people lie about scripture? Could it not have been yours? Or is it because of how protected you are of your stuff, you think that nobody could have got to it? Because you're the way that you are, ain't no way nobody could have got into your doctrine. My friends, I have to ask a question I don't know if anybody's thinking about. But is it possible that you are as guarded with your identity and with your group because there is a reason to be that guarded, my Jewish friends? Is it possible that you stay to yourself not because it's right, but because it's all a lie? And if you come assimilated with everybody else and those lies come out, a lot of what has already been done gets undone. Is it possible that white supremacy infiltrated into your people and didn't allow you the truth? Is it possible? And if such a thing is possible, do you not deserve to know the truth? Never mind whatever my role would be in this, because the insert of me saying I'm the real Jew, we don't have to go that far. We don't have to go that far. We just need to make sure that what you're standing on is what you should be standing on going forward. And that ain't limited to the Jewish faith. That's everybody. We all got to undo the lies that have been told to us by the people who built this world, who had intentions of doing things in the shadows that they didn't want the future to know about. We got to know that they've been working this way since they crawled out of them damn caves. I'm sorry. I'm not hateful when I say these things. I'm factual when I speak. These are things that I've read, I've understood, I've known, and I've prayed about. And I ain't mad at nobody alive today who don't know no better. You ain't supposed to know no better, bro. You were given what you were given, all of you. Every last one of us were handed something from the previous generation that we were told was true, and we either believe it or we don't. But we definitely know that everybody around us believes it, so we better assimilate or we better understand that we're outcasts. This is the world we're always in at all times right now. And every day we find out something is not true. Every day we unearth a narrative that ain't right. Every day we look into the ideas and the understanding that these are 100-year plans that are taking place that we are a part of that we are not aware of. People are taking our tendencies, our DNA, the type of things that we love to buy. All that stuff is being just recorded. Our kids and the way that their rhythmic patterns work mentally, they're recording all this data via them video games and these devices. Everything you do right now, you are a case study for the AI of the future, I believe. Because they're going to take all your tendencies, all of your opinions, all your points of view, all of your frequency, and they're going to pour it into whatever it is that they're working on. They're not just taking your DNA just to control you. They're taking your DNA to control what it is that they're building going forward technologically. I know it. I've always known it. It's inevitable. It's just how this is working. They don't need humans no more the same way they used to. But they do need the essence that we have. They need our essence. They need what it is that makes us unique in ourselves, because all they can do is duplicate a bunch of things over and over again. They can't make it unique. That's a God trait. So as my mind goes down this rabbit hole, I just honestly, truly believe and understand that a lot of this stuff that we are triggered by, and that these things that are supposed to trigger us to just have very basic conversations about what our differences, these conversations, they're of no consequence to what it is that we're actually looking at. What we need to do is unlearn all of that, not react to the things that they're giving us in the way that we need to, so we can see what it is that they're hiding from us, so that we can unearth what it is that they've buried. And I do believe that's what Kanye is doing. He's in a roundabout way, he's trying to do that. I saw his 30-minute YouTube video last night. I saw it. I know they took it down like 5 minutes after it was posted, but I saw the whole thing. I ain't heard nobody talk about it. I don't even know if it was up long enough for most people to see it, because I actually saw it as it was posted. I just so happened to be refreshing, and it was instantaneously posted. I instantaneously clicked and stayed there the whole 30 minutes. And you know what I saw? Answers for a lot of the questions that people have been asking for the last 2 weeks in regards to his behavior. Answers. I remember what it is that he had been working on. When he said he was on the Drink Champs, he was working on food. Different ways of providing produce to the world. Independent places where they can grow and farm. That's what he's working on. He's trying to feed the world, literally. And he did a little excerpt of all the different things that he's working on. He was telling us, he showed us behind the scenes footage. I know he's gonna get sued. Let me tell you, Kanye's getting sued. For the footage that he showed on that little 30-minute clip, of different conversations he was having with people from Adidas and how they had stole his information and he had a sit-down conversation that he had secretly recorded of these individuals. He was sitting in this room, 4 white men on beer stools, having real conversations, billionaire conversations about stealing his concepts, and he's holding them accountable for stealing his concepts, and you actually get to see behind the scenes. People sitting up here going crazy over White Lives Matter shirts, and I told you, in his mind and what he's going through, he's at war with what he considers white supremacy. He's trolling them by wearing these shirts. And what we all have to understand about a image like Kanye's is, anytime he does anything, it fluctuates the numbers. The numbers of the deals, and we're talking about billion-dollar deals. So if he does anything at all, it sways public opinion, and it sways the price tag on a trillion different things behind the scenes. So when you see him put on a White Lives Matter shirt, he's screwing with them. In what ways? The numbers. He's messing with that bottom dollar. Anytime he does anything, it's going to affect price tags on things. And that's what people need to understand. It's much bigger than whatever your ideal or your morality or whatever. Because Kanye's worth so much because he sways the market in such a way, in various ways. The musical market, he sways. The fashion market, he sways. The political market, he sways. The little corporate, whatever, Kim Kardashian market, whatever you want to call that area that of life, that he sways that too. Look at all these different things he changes just by doing literally whatever. If he says the wrong thing, price tags change. If he says the right thing, price tag change. If he says he wants to wear red all day, red goes up. If he says he wants to wear blue all day, people don't wear blue more. And because he sways the market so much, nothing that he does is just as simple as me putting on a shirt saying I support white people. No, I'm affecting white people's money, black people's money, Asian people's money, all these people's money when I put on that shirt if I'm Kanye West. And that's how we need to be thinking when we look at him. Stop being surface level. He's not you. Not only is he not you, but he's not the people you're looking at either. He got more money than Jay. He got more money than those guys. So he is in a arena where he affects things even more so. So as he speaks, those things are considered. We don't have those things in mind because they're not in our forefront. That's what that 30-minute clip was about. It was about showing us what exactly that war was that he's been talking about. He showed us how he was building the school. Ultimately, that school that we saw with the little kids chanting and all of that, he showed us what that was. It was originally some type of warehouse that they were intentionally doing something else with, that they turned into a school. Like, these are things, he was answering questions with that 30-minute clip. He showed us his daughter playing basketball at the end, and him as a father, as a family man. Just like we can envision Kobe when he was trying to coach his daughter. That's exactly what came to mind, was Bean and Gigi. When I saw that last little clip of him and Nori and him and Saint, I believe it was. It was so many different things that he showed us in that clip, yo. They had a verse with him and Kendrick and Baby Keem. Finally, a Kendrick Lamar, Baby Keem, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West collaboration. Song sound amazing. All of that was supposed to help us understand that he's not as simply low frequency as his behavior has been showing us, and as the reaction to that behavior has been eluding it is. There are bigger things going on. He's thinking about humanity as a whole, just like on some Elon Musk type stuff. And we need to understand what it is that he sways when he does these little antics. When he posts some stuff online or whatever, he can do that in a way that a lot of vocal celebrities cannot, because they don't have the financial backing to fight the lawsuits that he now has. So you're not going to see some of your other favorite celebrities speak the way he's speaking because they're not in a position to either know the things that he knows or have the confidence to do so without it tearing everything up. That's why what he's doing is unique, because ain't nobody else been in that space. If they've had that type of money, they didn't have that type of voice. If they had that type of voice, they didn't have that type of talent. If they had that type of talent and voice, they didn't have the type of money. You ain't never seen nobody have all that he has at once, so you definitely ain't never seen this type of behavior before. The Lord put me on this earth to understand these type of things, to express them to people who don't have time to think about it. I know it. I know that's my purpose. Because everybody else moving too fast to slow down to think about what it is they're seeing. Everybody's moving too fast. They got too short of a memory span to understand the fullness of what it is they're looking at when they see a forever person like Kanye West. He's a forever person, not today. Just like I tell you about me, I ain't talking about nothing going on today as it pertains to things staying that way. Everything I'll be thinking about, especially when I think about philosophies and different concepts, it's about thinking out, future, always. Today, only when we're talking about basketball does today actually matter to me. Everything else, it's about the future, bro. It's about the future, sis. And I believe Kanye's on that same tip. It's just different, a lot different, much more successful, obviously, a lot more big in the scale, and certainly more talented than me. I ain't gonna sit up here and pretend. But what I will say is, he and I are thinking along the same lines when we say undo the bull crap in your thinking, unlearn the norms that aren't normal. Don't allow people to trigger you with cookie cutter opinions, even if those opinions align with what makes sense. They're not trying to make you think those things because they make sense. They want you to think those things because they want you to think those things at that time. So when it's time, think the opposite of what they're thinking. React the opposite of what they're reacting to. And remember this conversation. I do believe that Kanye West particularly is somebody that's going to be someone we appreciate a lot longer after today. We've seen the Benjamin Franklins. We've seen all these different type of people who were weirdos in their day. And the people who were around them and alive that day couldn't get with them and what they were talking about. But now we look back at them when we put their faces on dollars and stuff like that. That is exactly who Kanye West is today. He's that. He's very much that. All y'all think he's crazy because y'all alive today and everything that you've known, he's challenging. But the reality is tomorrow, the concepts that he's challenging will be norms. And some of the things that he's working on will help us if those in position to stop him are not successful. I really believe that. I think the same thing about Elon as well. And other people like that. Many of whom I'm probably not aware of. They're working on stuff that's going to save our lives, man. I really believe that. And we need to be aware of that when low frequency stuff is taking place. When Kanye puts on a White Lives Matter shirt or a red hat or something like that, or gets on Tucker Carlson and trolls the hell out of the American people, which is what I believe he did. He's trolling the hell out of them because he got the leverage to do it. You got to understand, nobody knows where he stands, and that's a very good thing. Why? Same reason. Numbers. How can you put a price tag on something if you really don't know where he stands? Is he with the blacks? Is he with the conservatives? Neither side really knows. And that, for Ye, is good for business. I'm telling you, man. Lord allows me to understand things that nobody else is talking about. That's why he's always doing weird stuff politically. That's why black people can't seem to figure out if he's with you or not. Because it's very, very good for him and all the deals that he has going on that the people who are on the other side of the leverage table do not know. They don't know. Is he going to slide with the black people? Is he going to slide with the Republicans? How many people in his walk of life have the support of the conservative people while being black? Unapologetically black. Kanye West is the only one I've ever seen do it. Ever. When I look on a common post about Kanye West, something smearing Kanye West on a Fox 11 post where they have nothing but racists, do you know what I see? Support. Support. Yeah. They love him. The racists who Kennedy and the Auburn coach are trying to rile up, they come to defense of Kanye West. Just gonna let that sink in for a second. They mess with him. And under the curtain, if we're paying attention, he's on everybody's side. That's the point. He understands what it is that I've been telling you guys for a little while now. And that is, no matter what, someday the clock is going to say we're all going to be related. Someday, timing is going to say, now, 1,000,000 years has passed, and all the people who were beefing are now somebody's great granddaddy. That's what he understands, that no matter what, we're still on the slab of land together. And if we find a way to get to other slab of lands, we're going to take this DNA and continue this process of being human there too. We're always going to always be related. No matter how many different conflicts we have, eventually those conflicts are going to deteriorate because of the hearts of our children. And if we don't see that basic concept as factual, not just a concept, a possibility, maybe no, you're stuck on the same land, or will be stuck on the same slabs of land for the rest of your eternity. All you're going to do is continue to survive. That means love, that means life, that means merging, that means people are going to be having kids with people that they do not know right now, that they may not get along with right now. That's what that means. It means you op and you op, your grandkids, they're going to fall in love, and y'all going to be one family, and y'all going to figure it out. Ain't going to have to. Ain't going to have to. Because if you don't figure it out, y'all both going to lose that person. And neither one of them going to mess with neither one of you. That's what Kanye understands. That's why he appeals to the conservatives, because he know they don't know no better. He knows if they knew what he knew, they would recalibrate everything they do. They would have infighting and all kinds of different stuff, and they would change, because that's what truth does. It helps you understand that the old stuff that we've been agreeing on ain't something we need to be agreeing on. And people start becoming ambitious about learning about things they do not know, and start connecting with people that are not in those circles. And that is when that racism clutch, the thing that keeps them strong, that's when it falls apart. Kanye knows that. He knows that. I know that. What they stand on isn't real. It's not love, so it's not strong. It ain't gonna stand no matter how long it's been standing. Once some logic and love comes in, it's gonna deteriorate all that evil, and everything that keeps it together falls apart. That's what they're afraid of. That's why they keep themselves isolated. You see the correlation between that and my concept of what I was expressing in regards to my view of the Jewish people? It's the same thing, because it's the same people. It's white supremacy. I hate to say it. You know. It doesn't make me happy to point out the correlation between the behaviors, but if you see the behaviors, if you're paying attention, I'm pointing it out. What do? They stay to themselves. Why? Because they don't want anybody else coming in with all that love and all that support and all that nonsense messing up their head. Even when they don't necessarily identify as white supremacy, the behavior will always mimic such. We stay alone, we hate everything else, and we control our people with that hatred. Every cluster does it the same way. And those who are influenced by them mimic them. I understand things, man. I just get it naturally, organically. It's in my gut. I've understood these things since birth. Nothing I'm saying is not natural to me. This is all just natural. Because it's real, it's obvious. What I'm trying to do is help people understand why we don't need it anymore. You ain't gonna beat it by going to war with it. People on the inside need to see that it has no use. Those who truly believe in and hold on to its concepts and continue to control the world with its concepts need to just let it go. And the truth will help them do that. See, I think they think their power is going to be unearthed by force someday. I think they think that. Nope. You're going to let it go, because you're going to see the fruit in doing so. You're going to understand that all your happiness comes from one source, just like I've come to understand that. And you're going to realize that there's no purpose in trying to hold on to any power that is not submitting that power to that source. Because with all the things that you want, you don't know what comes with it. With all the things that you're trying to prepare, you don't know what the elements will bring you that will ultimately unearth your plan. You can control the world, and then the comet can hit it. You could take over the world, and then the weather can go up to 180 degrees for everything. What are you God of? If you can't control what goes on around the things, and you don't know what comes with what it is that you want, then you're not a God. Because God has those answers. And God understands the truth about us today, which is we keep going. There's more us coming. We're going to have some very, very uncomfortable conversations once certain babies are born. All you little beefs and all this stuff, he sees that. He hears the prayers of the ancestors who are yet to come, who are related to you, of whom you don't know is coming. That's why you hate each other. He hears their prayers about their kids, who are also your great-great-great-great-grandkids, who they don't want to see hate each other like you hated me, like our ancestors hated us. These prayers are already being heard by the God that we believe in, if you believe in that sort of thing. Those are not conceptual spirits. Those are people talking to him, crying out to him, please help us about what it is we're worried about in the future. Can you fathom a fullness of such a godliness? They can hear the prayers of the future people that are not here right now. That's real godliness, not controlling the world around you. That's just right now. Can you control the future? Can you hear the innermost thoughts of people who are not here yet? That's what a God can do. He hears their pain. He knows what happens that creates their environment. It's our choices. That's what creates that environment. We are why they're crying out to God, oh my God, whatever the problem is. It's because we didn't fix that problem now. Too deep? No, I think we're here. I think this is exactly where we need to be in conversation. These are the things we need to be thinking about. Not too deep at all, in my opinion. So we're going to stop being racist, stop being evil, stop being afraid to tell the truth, stop being afraid to unearth the truth. It's okay to unearth the truth. It's okay. You know why? Because I've found that our past doesn't define us. It's those kids. It's those prayers of those people that ain't here yet. It's making sure that we do everything we can to assure that those prayers never need to be prayed. That, my friends, defines us. Not how we treat each other, not how we build whatever we want, not how we leave our mark on this earth and then go into the earth itself. No. It's making sure that we leave something beautiful for those kids so that they don't have to have the suffering that we've suffered. So that they don't have to carry on the traditions that don't serve us. So they ain't got to pray out to God about pain that we left them. That he can hear right now. See, for those of you who don't believe in God, this concept is ridiculous. But if you can copy and place the idea of a God, then you understand the fullness of what it is he can do or cannot allow. All this racism, all I hate you, I hate me, we can't be together because you from that side of the street. If you understand what I said to be true, then you understand why God ain't rolling with that for much longer. It's just not going to work. You're somebody's ancestor and you hate each other. How are they supposed to be alive if you kill each other now? They need to be here. They got purpose. So you got to figure out how to survive so they can get here. Whether you know that's your responsibility or not, human, it is. That's what I got, man. That's what I got. So Kennedy, that's low frequency, man. I'm sorry for you. That dude, that Auburn coach, that's low frequency, dude. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. All of the people around you who agree with that nonsense, they're in the Stone Age. This concept that I'm dreaming of, they won't be there. They won't be a part of it. Their lineage, they won't make it there. Because they're going to die here. With that hatred, it's going to consume them. They won't be a part of the ancestors, the grandkids, and the crying. No. I'm here to tell you that racism don't have much longer to exist in this world. It does not. If you harbor that unapologetic racism, that unapologetic, I don't like you because you don't look like me. If that's what you're on, I believe you need prayer now. I believe that. I really do. I think something's coming for you. And that's not me making no threat. You can look into me. I ain't got no plans. I don't want to hurt nobody. But I'm telling you, from a spiritual standpoint, it won't be long for that. My name is BDF 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.